let's learn the calculator part. Okay, I'm going to give an introduction, and obviously as the subject progresses we will be uh, using the calculatrix. But basically we should why we are doing this is so that we should have the basic knowledge. Okay, how the calci works. Now why calci is necessary? Because especially for the level 1, okay, when you are doing the calculator we have to use the calci at all 3 levels, correct? So we have to be very proficient with the calci, because when you use the calci now, I'll tell you on an average, historically what I have seen is it saves 15 to 20 minutes if you're good at it, and in that time you can do some extra questions. Fine, so you can give that time to the extra questions to think. Therefore it becomes very important to be proficient with your calculator, right? You should know how to do it. Second thing, if we go subject wise, then ethics don't have any calci usage, correct? Obviously cons, because it is pure maths, you will have to use your calculator heavily. Okay, so what we can do is we can say that the calci has two parts. One is the regular use of the calci, and another one is specific use. Okay, specific purpose. Regular means what? Plus, minus, multiplication, division, all those things. Okay, which normally we do on our calcis. Okay, and if you see, there are some special functions also. Okay, if you check here, see in this calci, if you see the second button, correct, the second button is yellow, right? And if you see everywhere now above the button yellow, something is written, like uh, above this decimal, see what is written? Format. What is written? Format, correct? So format is in yellow. So to use that yellow key, what you should do is you should use the key second, right? Means simply if I press na, simply if I put dot, it has taken 0 dot, correct? It has taken 0 dot, and simply if I put, but if I press second and then dot, it says format means what? DEC means decimal. Is that clear? Okay, so whatever is the yellow thing is there now, that will be computed by using what? D. Fine. Now this is means I can say that there is direct function which is on the key itself, button, and there is second function which we can use using second, that is yellow. Okay, yellow functions which is using by second button. Okay, see this line, now this second line, can you see CF? What I'm pressing it, correct? This one, let me show it to you here, this part. Okay, this all now, this buttons now, they are CF buttons. Okay, they are NPV, IRR, all those calculations. Means this you can use this in corporate finance. Fine, this you can use in what? Corporate finance. Okay, this part. This line is all about time value of money. This one. Okay, this is your percentage. This is your square root, square, 1 by x reciprocal. This is division. This is inverse. This is bracket close, open, pi raised to x, x. What are the lines are important? I'll tell you. This is important. This is important. Here some of the buttons are important. This, obviously this full, okay, plus minus and multiplication and all. This bracket close, bracket open, store and RCL, and obviously this second button, that is data. If you see your data, and here it is stats. These two are also important for us. This is also important, I conversion, which we will use in QM. Okay, so these are the things, guys. Fine. So if you ask me, as I said, if this partner, this will be used, this one, sorry, this one will be used for corporate finance. Remember, in economics also will use only for regular use. Okay, in FSA also you can, means it will be a regular use only. I don't think that much heavy calculations are there. Means specifically you have to don't have to use any keys other than that. Okay, normal, plus, minus, and all those are right. QM, for QM you will have to use this data and stats, this part. Okay, this 7 and 8 using second function. Okay, that is important. Fine. In QM, for time value of money, this is the keys. Again and again I am repeating. Okay. Then derivatives, there is a regular use. Equity, there is a regular use. Fixed income, for bond calculation, okay, you can use this again, TVM. Okay, like that. Now let's start with the setting up of the calci. What I will do is, my digit is showing, means if you have not reset your calci, then it might be showing you uh, my this thing calci is showing 4 decimals if you check here, right? Okay, what I prefer is you should change this uh, to 9 digits. Okay, or 6 digits is also okay if you're not, if you're comfortable with the decimal. Fine. Now listen, let's, how to change this. Remember, second, and I'll press format. See, it is asking decimal. It is 4 here, therefore it was showing 4 decimals. If I press 6 now to enter this, if you check here now, it shows us what to do the next, this part, enter. Okay, what I did, I'm coming back. Okay, coming once again. This second, I pressed second. See, when I press this second now, it came here second, right? Then I will press this format, decimal. Okay, format. So it is showing me 4 here. Okay, now I'll press 6. Now to press this 6, to feed this I have to press enter. So I'll press enter. See, automatically the 6 digits have come. Fine. Okay, so now second, quit. I quit. See, now the decimals have changed. 6 places I have. Okay, if you keep it means if in case if you keep it 9 na decimals, then what happens, if anywhere in the calculation it will ignore this last zeros and all, so there will be not much confusions. Okay, but 6 digit is also okay, not a big deal. Okay, one more thing. Okay, now second part is what, there are two things. Okay, one is the calci has a specific set of operations. Okay, set of what, operations. So see, I'll give you one example. Let's say if I ask you 12, okay, plus 10 into 2, there can be two answers for this. One is what, means according to the Bodimus rule and all, arithmetic operating system, what we call Bodimus rule. First you should do this, that is 20, and then you will add 12, so you'll get 32. Correct? This is one answer. This is according to arithmetic operating system. And one is, another way of doing it is like this. Another way means, which is actually not mathematically correct, but what the calci understands, it will add this, means it will go in a sequence how you are pressing the calci. So 12 plus 10 and then multiply by 2, so it becomes 22 into 2, 44. Correct? Now let us check what answer we are getting when we press this 12, then I'll press plus 10 into 2. See, I'm getting 12, I did not press plus 10 into 2 equals to, see, I'm getting 32. That means now my calci is operating correctly in the AOS thing. Okay, why this is operating in AOS? Because I've set it in AOS. Okay, how to change this? Listen carefully. Okay, if your calci is in default mode, it will be in chain mode, CHN. Okay, we need to change that. How we will change that? Listen. Second, how I will do this? My is on AOS mode, correct now, arithmetic operating system. Second, again format. Now come down, if you check here, check down, see, it is showing AOS. So if your calci is new, it will be on default mode, that is CHN, chain mode. Okay, so if I press here, see, it is showing me what, set. What it is showing, set, and for set I have to press second and enter. Correct? So to set this, second, set, see, now it is showing chain mode. Now I will press second, quit. Now this is on chain mode. Okay, so your default setting should be AOS, arithmetic operating system. Okay, now see the same calculation. Now I will get this answer. This answer, check. 12 plus 10 multiplied by 2. Answer is 44. Like this. This is your CHN mode. Answer will be wrong. So our default setting should be this. How we will set this? Come on, let's do it. What I pressed first, second, format, down, 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 CHN. Correct? To change this, what I should do? Set. See here it is showing set. So second and enter. Okay. Now it is US. It has gone come into AS mode. Now second quit. Now it is on. Now again you check. 12 plus 10 into 2. Answer is 32. Here. This is the answer now. Correct now. Right. So this should be your default setting. Is this clear? Okay. Now the two-way calculus can be reset. One is at the back, if you see there is one hole, okay, which is hard reset. If let's say nothing is working, nothing is showing on your calculus, it has got stuck, then your buttons are not working. Then what you can do is take any pin or anything, okay, or a pen, okay, which has a fine tip, and then you can press it. So automatically it resets. There's a small hole. Otherwise, what you can do is second. Can you see plus minus sign here? Plus minus sign. See, it is asking me reset. Okay, if let's say you have given it to someone else and he has used it and he has changed the setting, you want to make it default, you have to do this. But this all whatever we have saved till now, a decimal at the 6 digit, everything will get reset. Okay, so remember. So I'm not pressing it now. I'm pressing it no. If I do it yes, then it will reset the whole calculus. This is soft reset. Okay, fine. Next. To clear the things now, I can use this clear work. See here at the below. Can you see this? Clear work I can use. This is what I can use. Clear work. This one, this button. Fine. Now let's move further. Now, basic operation we know plus. I'm not focusing on this. Here is this minus. Here it is multiplication. Here it is division. So we know all these things. Correct? Now let's say I want to do 4 square. So I will press 4 here. Square is here. See here. Square. Correct? This is my square button. So I pressed 4. I square. Then I got the answer 60. Correct? If I want to do square is directly available. 4 cube. Then I'll press 4. I will press this y raised to x. Can you see here? Y raised to x. Y raised to x. It's asking y raised to x how much? 3. And then I will press equals to. Get answer 64. Okay, 4 y raised to x 3 equals to 4 y raised to x 3 equals to. I got the answer. So clear again C. Is that clear? So we understood any power can be calculated using y raised to x. So one function what we have learned y raised to x. Correct? Next. Let's say if it is 4 2 raised to 3. Okay. In this case keystrokes would be 4 y raised to x. You can't directly press 2 divided by 3. It will not understand that. You should press bracket open 2 divided by 3 bracket close equals to. Follow these steps. See, you will get the answer. Clear work. 4. Correct. I have pressed 4. Y raised to x I will press. Y raised to x. Correct. Then I will press this bracket open. Okay. It will not show anything. Remember. 2 divided by 3 bracket close is equals to, answer is 2.5198. This is your answer. If I directly press now, I will not get this answer. Remember, without that bracket if I do now, I will not get the answer. See, for that, let us try that. 4 y raised to x 2 divided by 3. Answer is 5.33. What it did? 4 y raised to x means 2, and it divided the number with 3. So 16 divided by 3 is 5.33. It is wrong. So basically you will have to follow this step whenever it is power. Is that clear? Okay, let's move to the next part. Let's say we have to take cube root of 25 or cube root of 125. So we know that, okay, I am purposely doing this. This can be written as 25 raised to 1 by 3. 25 raised to 1 by 3. Correct? I will take 125 on my calci. Y raised to x. bracket open, 1 divided by 3, answer should be 5. Check. 125 y raised to x, bracket open, 1 divided by 3, bracket close, is equals to 5, the answer. Okay, this should be your display. Is this clear? Fine. Now let's say I want to do 1 by 5, just means 1 by 5. So what I can do is, one way to do it, 1 divided by 5, correct, equals to, so check, 1 divided by 5 equals to, answer is what, 0.2. Another way to do this is 5 and then I will press 1 by x function. Clear work. See, I will press 5. Can you see here, this is 1 by x, see this inverse 1 by x. Okay, 1 by x, answer I am getting is 0. Means if I want to reciprocal something, I can use 1 by x. Okay, that is the thing. So till now what we have learnt, how to calculate the power when it is other than square, correct, other than square, how to take the reciprocal. Fine. Inverse function. Okay, one more best part, listen. Now let's write one equation. Let's take one equation purposely, so that I need to understand this, how to calculate the complex things without writing, and you should be habituated of this. Let's say this is 2 raised to 5 plus, let's say square root of 6 upon, let's say cube root of 2.8, and let's say into 10 square. I need to get the answer. What happens? Either what you can do, you can individually do this, you can write this, then you can write this, okay, then you will calculate this, then you will calculate this, you will write it somewhere here, and then you will calculate. Okay, otherwise what we can do is, see, I'll do the both the things. Okay, with the stroke means we can save something, we can store something in the calc. Okay, so both we will do simultaneously. This is fifth root, correct? So what I will do is, I'll clear my work. I know 2 raised to 5, how I can calculate? 2 y raised to x 5 equals to, what was the keystroke? 2 y raised to x 5 equals to, I will press STO1, this is my 32, okay, 32 plus 6 square root, 6 and then square root button, okay, 6 and then square root button. So I am getting 2.449. So here I am getting 2.449. Okay, I will press STO2. See here beside 4 now you have STO2. So it is stored in 2. You can't see anything, but it is ultimately stored. Okay, STO2. Now upon 2.8 cube root. So how I will press that? 2.8. You remember y raised to x, but this time I will have to open the bracket. Y raised to x, bracket open, 1 divided by 3, cube root means 1 divided by 3, bracket close, equals to, what I pressed? 2.8 y raised to x, bracket open, 1 divided by 3, correct, is equals to, okay, I am getting 1.409 something. I'll press STO3. STO3. This is stored in third. Next is what? 10 square. So that also I can do. 10 ultimately square. I am getting 100. 10 x square I will press. I will store this in 4. Remember 4. STO4. Now all the 4 things have been saved. Now I will calculate this. Okay. Let me calculate first manually. Okay. Or let us do it on the calc itself, and then we will cross verify whether we are getting the answer correct or not manually. Okay. So see, cancel. What I am saying is, already it has been stored. So to recall what we will do, see here there is a button RCL. This was stored, this is RCL. So RCL1, okay, and that will be plus with what? RCL2. Correct now? This both I have to add. Okay. So RCL1 plus RCL2 equals to RCL1, after this RCL1 plus RCL2, okay, equals to, what I am getting is numerator 34.449, something like this, okay, upon, fine. Now This I will store in STO5 because already I have used the 4 these things. Okay, what my goal is to make you understand that we can store something. Okay, this I will store in STO5. So this has gone to STO5. Now the denominator I have to multiply, that is stored in STO3, and I have to multiply this. So RCL3 multiplied by RCL4, so equals to RCL3 plus, sorry, multiplied by RCL4 equals to, I am getting whatever I am getting, I will store in 6, STO6. So I have the denominator also, that is 140.94 something. Okay, now I have to divide and I have to take what, fifth root, correct? So what I have to divide, RCL5 divided by RCL6. In level 2 now, this all things are STO-RCL will be of more important. So right from now you should practice this. Okay, so RCL5 divided by RCL6, and then whatever the answer I will get equals to, I will put y raised to x 1 divided by 5 bracket close equals to. This is what I will do because I have to take what, fifth root now of this. So let us check. So RCL5, okay, divided by RCL6 is equals to, see I have got 0.24, here what I am getting, 0.244. okay, y raised to x bracket open 1 divided by 5 bracket close is equals to, I am getting 0.75 final answer. But I am getting 0.75. Okay, if I do this manually now, let me check. See what I have done, I can store, I can recall, I can store, I can recall. This we will have to make a habit because everything we can't write, remember. Okay, this was behind me, so I'm just showing you what I have written. So let us check, 34.449, there may be decimal difference but it's okay, divided by 140. See, this is the button to cancel this one, okay, above FV. Okay, 140.94 backspace, it is backspace, okay, equals to, so see this was something 0.24, you remember this part, 0.4, see on the screen, calci, correct? Now what I'll do, y raised to x bracket open 1 divided by 5 bracket close is equals to, see the answer is same, 0.7. yes or no? So we can use this function, fine. So it is very easy for us to use this. Okay, moving ahead, listen. So what we learned, how to store and how to recall. Okay, so how many storings we have? 9 things you can store on the calci. Okay, now coming to the next part. Obviously the more you practice these things now, means as and when there will be an opportunity to practice, you should do this so that then it will get into your system. This is just an introduction. Where the keys are, means it should not be where the class is going on and you don't know where the keys are. Fine, you should be habituated with this. Now let's say I'm coming to quantitative analysis at QM. In QM there is 2 parts, one is TVM, one is statistics. So now my focus is on TVM. Let's say in any of this sum, a person now, this is called timeline. This is called what? Timeline. So let's say a person now is ready to deposit this 1000 today. Okay, what is standing at 0 is called present value. If something standing at here, then with respect to all this, this will be my present value. Please understand, because it is before. With respect to this is my present value. With respect to all this is my present value, what is standing here. So for the time being, generally, means many times it is not necessary. By definition, if I say now what is standing at 0 is present value, like not always it is present value, remember. So there will be confusion. So let's say, let's not complicate it, let's say you deposit 1000. So for the time being, this is present time, that is 0. So this is my present value. So this I can call present value. Okay, let's say I'm depositing this. How much I will get here at the end of 5th year if my interest rate is 10%. Now interest, they call it I by Y. Now this is time value of money going on. So these are the keys. Okay, so I know the N. So N is how much? 5. So I will press 5N. Before that, now see here this button, now this is yellow, clear TVM. You should press second and FV. Please do this for me, second and FV. So and then I will press CC, this clear button, second and FV. So all the stored thing now, whatever I have stored in the TVM, that has got erased, it has got cleared. Now I will press 5n. Always before doing the sum, for a safer side, you should clear the TVM. Okay, then you are using in the exam also. Clear TVM. 5n, the 5n, 5n. Second key here is I by y. I will press 10 I by y. Okay, this is my present value, this is my outflow, I am investing. So generally what we should do is, we should make a habit that this should be minus. So how I will press this is my 1000 PV, so 1000, then I'll press plus minus, then this is my PV. Okay, and then I want to compute this is my future value. I'm not writing anything in PMT, I'll come later on to that part. PMT will be 0, don't feed anything. Whatever I have to compute now, I will press CPT. Where is my compute? Compute button is here. See, compute. And I'll press FV. Compute FV. Do this. Compute FV. So I'm getting 1610.51. Understood? Like this. So what does this mean? This means that if I deposit 1000 today at 10%, after 5 years I will get 161. Understood? Like that. Remember this. Okay. That is the part. Fine. Now guys, what I did, I computed FV. In the same way, if you know the future value and let's say you know the present value, you know the years, you can compute this. Okay, let's practice this. If let's say a question says, how the question and all will be there, that we will see later. Okay, before coming out, how I will do this, how I will come out of this, I'll press second and then clear TVM. Immediately everything in this thing now get eradicated, means it gets erased. Always you should do this. And to let's say here I can press CC, so it becomes 0. Understood? Please. Now listen, this should be always, you should remember to clear the TVM. Fine. Let's change the sums. Let's say you deposit today 5000. Obviously it's the outflow, so it should be minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to get 7500 after 5 years. So what is your return, what you are earning? How you will do this? Remember, again my n is 5. Okay, I by y I don't know, I need to calculate the return interest rate. I know my present value is minus 5000, my future value is 7500, and I will PMT again, it will be 0. When to use PMT will come to later. I by y, check this. Second, clear TVM. Again, see, this is a habit. Second, clear continuously. Now I have that habit. Otherwise my whatever is feed now in that, means if let's say here the PMT is 0, but if in case previous sum you have fed something in the PMT, it will take into the consideration and your answer will be wrong and you will get irritated, pissed off in the exam. So 5n, okay, 5n, understood? 5n and 1 minute, okay, 5n, and what I will press 5000 plus minus, so it is minus PV. 7500 is my future value, what I will get after 5 years. I'll compute CPT I by y. So my return is 8.45%. So any of the, if you know the out of these 5 things, now this line, if let's say PMT now is 0, but let's say we know PMT is 0. Out of this 5, if you know the 4, you can compute what? You can compute the another one. I can compute n also, I can compute I by y also, I can compute PV also, I can compute PMT also, I can compute FV also. Okay, so I'm not wasting time into this. Now this was 2 sums which had single cash flow, only one investment, only one amount you were getting, correct? If you remember the LIC, what we pay now, life insurance, okay, or the mediclaim, whatever it is, it's annual and it is recurring. That is called annuity. What did we call? Annuity. Or it is called even cash flow. What we call? Even cash flow, means same cash flow. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every time now I am depositing $1000, $1000, $1000, $1000, $1000. Okay. Now this is just an introduction for your what? For your reference. Okay. Listen, this is the sum of where the PMT will come into the focus. Okay, but as I means my habit is again and again I keep on repeating the things. Okay, it's very good to repeat the things. Okay, so that it goes inside you. Fine, means you can recollect it easily. The n number of times now, if you see the things, it becomes easier for us, right? Okay, so see the annuity which starts from 1 now. Okay, when we'll be doing TVM chapter at that time, there will be a word come, two types of annuities will come. So this is called ordinary annuity. What do we call? Ordinary annuity. Okay, or we call regular annuity. Regular annuity. Okay, so one is ordinary annuity, another one is regular annuity. Ordinary or regular annuity is this, where it starts from 1000, means first year, means your payment is starting after 1 year, means from the first of end of first year, like that. Okay, this 1000 now is my, let's say, is my inflow. I want to receive, please listen, I want to invest a lump sum amount here. Understand the question? I want to invest a lump sum amount here. I want to receive 1000, 1000, 1000, 1000, 1000. There is some specific purpose for my expenses for 5 years, let's say. And I know that bank is paying me 10%. How much? 10%. So 1000 is my PMT. It is not a single cash flow. It's recurring annuity. So at that time the PMT come into the picture. And my 10% is my I by Y. 10% is what? I by Y. Okay. My N is how much? 5 installments. So N is 5 installments. Remember, there was year. Here it is installment. This I will make clear in the lecture. Okay, 5N. Okay, and then I will compute, because I want to calculate today's value, I will compute what? PV. Okay, here the future value is 0. Future value means at end there is nothing. So the future value is 0. Okay, these are all what? PMTs. Okay, these are all PMTs. So second year TVM, again 1000. This is my inflow, so it is plus, correct? 10 I by Y, 5N, compute PV. If you check, your PV is negative, minus 3790. Okay, so this is my outflow and these are my inflows. Is there any scheme where we just keep on investing and you don't get anything? Or is there any scheme where you keep on getting and you don't want to give? Not like that. Correct? There are only two things. Either you borrow, where you get the money and then you repay it. Correct? First you have an inflow and then you have outflow. Or there is investment, first where you have outflow and then you reap the benefit. Correct now? Inflow, outflow both are necessary. Because this was inflow, therefore answer is negative. That is what? Outflow. Otherwise it will throw an error. Okay, it will throw what? Error. Now let's say if I change this, see, I'm playing with the calci. If let's say I put this positive, let me feed this. I'll press here plus minus. So once I press plus minus, now this button plus minus. So what happens? It becomes positive. Now I will keep this as PV. As I said, if you know the four things, you can calculate the fifth one. Now let us compute I by Y. Understood? Means what I did is 1000 is my PMT. Okay. I by I don't know. I'm going to compute. 5 is my N, but my PV is 3790. But I've taken this positive. Let us see what error it throws. Compute I by Y. Error 5. Error 5. Why it's showing 5, I don't know. Fine, because inflow outflow mismatch is there. So going back, what I will do is, I'll press 3790 plus minus PV. Now it is PV I have fed as negative. I will compute I by Y. Now I will get the answer. That is minus 20.9. Understood? Now ignore that minus, because this I have taken the example, therefore it is showing minus. Okay. So this is the thing. Is that clear? Like this. Okay. So what I mean to say, if one is positive, another one means inflow outflow should be there. Okay. Again, now let's say one more example. Let's say you are ready to deposit 10,000 today, and this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5, and you want x amount. Correct? Interest what you are getting is 10 by Y. Okay, 10% I by Y. Here again n is 5. Okay, so how I will fill this second clear TVM 10,000. How I will do this? 10,000 plus minus, this is my PV, 10 I by Y, 5N. I want to compute X same amount. So what I have to compute? PMT. I'll compute PMT. So every year I will get 2637, 2637, 2637, 263, 236, 23, 2637, sorry, 2637, 2637, 2637. Like this every year I'll get. What is my earning? Return 10%. Like this. What is my earnings? 10%. Okay. 2637 every year I'll get. How many installments I'll get? 5. If I deposit 10,000 today, this should be in minus. See, these answers are in positive. Check here on the screen. See, this is positive because this I have fed in minus. Then only I'll get the answer. Fine. Here. Okay. This was C minus. Now let's move to the another part. Okay. So since this you can do. Fine. Now one important part. We assumed here that installment is starting from first, that PMT is starting from first, correct? It is called ordinary annuity. But there may be an investment where the installment starts as on today. Then what? Then it is called annuity due. Then it is called annuity due. Now to solve the annuity due, there are different ways which people follow. Okay, let's say there are 5 installments which is stopping at 4th year, and I want to calculate the present value. If logically you go now, I'll tell you one thing. Present value means what? At the end of 0 today. This though already is in present value. Correct? This is already in the present value. Right? This 4, this 4, I have to pull it back at the today's value. Correct? Okay. So what I can do is, I'll press PMT 1000. Okay. I'll press PMT 1000. I will take, because one installment is less, I will take N as 4. What I'll take? N as 4. 10 I by Y by default, 10% is interest rate, and then I will compute PV. But this PV what I get now, this is of this 4 installments. Correct? Here also 1000 is standing, so I will add 1000. Understood? So I will get the final answer. Means I pulled only this back because this were at the future date. I pulled it back present value. This is already at the present value. I don't need to do anything with this. I'll add that 1000. I'll get the. Okay. I can literally prove this to you. Okay. Let's check what is the answer. Second clear TVM. Remember, 1000 is my PMT. Correct. Now my answer. ठीक है 1000 PMT. Let's check 4n by 4n 10 I by Y. Compute PV. See, I'm getting minus 3169. If I add 1000 now, please remember I have to increase it. Means this is outflow, correct now? So this means this minus 3 by 3167. If I add this now, this if you add 1000, this is your wrong answer. Means 2169 is wrong. Okay, so you have to understand that here this is not plus, this is minus. Means I have to add this. Remember this. I have to add this. Is that clear? And that. So answer is not 2169. Answer will be 4169. Answer will be 4169. I hope it is clear. Okay, I'll prove this. Wait. I'll prove this. Wait. See, one way to do this now, another way. Let's say your PMT is 1000. Now let us understand one more thing. What happens? Two things. I'll explain you later with everything. This is just an introduction. So be careful what I'm saying. So don't get means irritated, okay, pissed off. Listen carefully. What I am saying is, our calci is set in such a way that it gives you value 1 year back. Means if the installment is starting here in present value in PMT, it gives me value here in the previous year. So my dear friends, if I take this PMT as 1000, okay, and if I take N as 5, and if I take 10 I by Y, and if I compute PV, please understand, I'll get a one single amount which will be standing at -1 1 year back. What I did, I calculated this. I said that this is standing at 0. So it gave me value here 1 year back. Same way, if my installment is starting at 0 and if I take all the 5, it will give me 1 year back value. Okay, but I want at 0. So what I'll have to do? See, 1 minute. So if I take clear work, 1000 PMT means my calc is designed in such a way when I am calculating PMT of an present value of an amount, present value, it gives me value 1 year back. Okay, so 1000, 5 is my N because 5 installments were there, 10 I by Y. Okay, compute my PV. So it is coming 3790, but this is standing at -1. So it is remember 1 year, what, 1 year back. It is 1 year back means here. So from here I'll have to take it into the future. Okay, to take it into the future, I'll have to calculate the future value. I'll have to calculate the future value. Okay, how many years? 1 year. So what I will do, see, this is all tedious. So I love this method. I love this method. There is one more method that also I will show you, but I love this method. This is the best. So here this is at -1. So this I will take PV. I will take N as 1 because 1 year future I have to go. I'll take 10 I by Y. I have to push it 1 year ahead. So I will compute future value. So this is my PV already feed. I'll change 1N. Okay, 10 I by Y. Obviously my PMT should be 0. PMT should be 0 because this is a single cash flow. It is not 3790, 3790, 3790 every year. And then I will compute my future value. The answer is matching 4169, same as like, correct? Understood? This is the thing. Okay. Another way to do, which I don't support, but you should know that calc has that function. Because this is at the beginning of the year 0, therefore I will set my calc into beginning mode. How? I'll tell you. Wait. If you see here now, here there is beginning mode is there. If you see here now, there is something called as BGN mode. See here. Above PMT it is written BGM, correct? So to set this into beginning mode, first I will come out of this, that is CCE. Okay, I'll clear the TVM, second clear TVM. Okay, I'll go to second PMT to see what it is showing. End. It is on the end mode and it is showing set, means I have to press the set to change this. So second, enter, second, enter. So here set is in yellow, so second, enter the BGN, correct? Now I'll press second, quit. Now it has come into BGN mode. See BGN mode. Okay. So what's happening is now I can feed 5N. The same calculation. This same part when I feed not this one, I'll get the direct answer. 1000 PMT. I've already cleared TVM. 5N 10 I by Y. Now it understands that array this is annuity due. So compute PV. See 4169 direct answer. This is the third part. PMT is on BGN mode. Okay, beginning mode. Directly you can do, but I don't support this. Why? You know, in the exam, in that stress, if you forget to change this beginning mode to the end mode, then all your answers will go wrong, guys. Remember this. So always this first method is very easy. We should understand conceptually also. You should understand. Okay, we will spend time on this when we'll do the chapter. But whenever there is annuity and you're calculating the present value, the calc gives us value 1 year back. And if it is annuity due, add one installment, you will get the answer. Okay, because this was in minus 3169, correct? And in 3169, take it positive. Minus is only a sign of outflow. And I have to add what? 1000 into that, 4169. Understood? Ignore that minus sign and add 1000. I support this. Keep your calc on a default end mode and conceptually try to do this. Because if you forget, and I've seen this happening with the students, this is also very tedious. Now, why to do all these things? This is very wrong. I'll calculate first PV and then I will take all these things. Not good. Okay, the first one I feel it is easy. Same means in this way na, means I have calculated here annuity due ka present value. Same way you can calculate what? Future value also. Fine. That's the thing. That we will do later. Now going ahead, so we have understood time value of money. Going ahead, now coming to statistics. See, in statistics what happens? Let's say there is a stock, it has given you the returns, 5 years return 10%, let's say 5%, then minus 12%, then 20%, then 25%, something like this. And I have to calculate the average. I have to calculate what? Average. So I'll show it to you how to do this. Statistics, as I said, these are the two keys, 7 and 8. Okay. Data to feed the data and here stats. So let us see what it shows when I press second data. Second 7, that is data. Can you see x01? It is showing x01, y01 means two data simultaneously, two series x and y you can feed. But here since I have only one series of data, now I will feed only one. Okay, this like this. When you go on feeding, now it will show you. Okay, let's see. Let me feed this 10. Enter what I pressed. Please you also do. Second, what I pressed second 7. So I went into the data x01. It was showing on the calci. I pressed 10. Enter. Okay, then down arrow key. It is showing here. The enter, down arrow key, down, down. Why I will not feed anything? x02 because I have only one series. 5. Enter, down, down. 12 plus minus enter. Please do it. x04 20% 20, enter, down, down. x05 25, enter. Okay, now I will press, my dear friends, second and 8, that is stats. It is showing 1 minus v. Okay, it's in variable, one variable mode. Then I'll come at down. See, n is 5. Okay, here also I forgot to change that beginning mode. Okay, anyways it is not going to affect, but when I, if in case in exam I'm doing, and if I go into the tvm mode, okay, tvm sums, then the answer will be wrong, and there is a chance that it will be there. Okay, means that option will also be there. The n is 5 because 5 data were there. If you count down, your x bar is 9.6, means your average is 9.6. So to get the average, we will use this 7 and 8. Is that clear? For 7 to feed the data, 8 to get the answer. Go down. See, this is SX. Now SX means sample standard deviation. Okay, I'll come to this later, but sample standard deviation I can get. If I go down, this is population standard deviation. Sample means, population means you are studying the whole universe. Okay, sample means I can't, it is not feasible to study the whole universe. How you can come to know that how many girls all over India, okay, like Karthik Aryan? It will be very costly, not economical, not right also. Okay, so what we do, every time the studying of the universe is not possible. If you study the whole universe, it is called population. Okay, otherwise it is called, from that population, if I draw some samples and then I study that, that is called sample. So sample standardization formula is different, population standardization formula is different. I'm not going into the formula right now. So this sigma na, this sigma, this shows me population standardization 2.90. Okay, if you check, the answers are different. See here I'm getting 14.43 and here I'm getting 12.90. See, okay, I can move using up and down arrow, up and down. Again I go summation x, the total of this now, all this is 48. Again if I go x square summation, if I go again, go done. Is that clear? Okay, so like this, second stats, see, this is linear mode. What I did, if I go to second stats now, and then if I press, see, it is showing linear. If I press second set, this is log normal mode. Second set exponential mode. Second set power. Second set one variable. Understood? Okay, second set linear mode. Second quit, it is in linear mode. Let me go and check. Second 7. The x is there, x is there, x is there, x is there. The x is there. Now let me press stats, second 8. So it is in linear mode. If I come down now, n is 5. No need to change. In linear mode also it will give you answer. X bar is 9.6. Don't do it log normal and all. Okay, it should be in linear mode, your calci. SXC 14.43, 12.90. Y bar is 1 because Y bar we did not feed now. Linear means linear regression. For that it will be useful when there are two series. Okay, means if let's say one more series is there, I can feed it in Y and then see what all output I can get. I purposely went into the linear mode. Okay, if I press second set now, second stats, second 8, second 8, and then I can press second set, so it will show me all options. If I go up and down, second set, if I keep on pressing now, it will come to linear mode. The Y bar I did not feed, so standardization of Y is 0. Okay, standard population standardization is 0. A is one of the variable which we'll use in intercept, which we'll use in linear regression. Again B, error 1. Error 1 why? Because Y was not there, otherwise it would have shown me R also, that is correlation between the two things. Is that clear? Like this. So it is just a brief introduction so that you can understand that what is going on, where are the buttons. For statistics, 7 and 8 is the button. Understood? Now coming to the corporate finance, the last part, second last part in fact, corporate finance. Okay, in corporate finance, as I said, cancel. As I said, these buttons will be useful. Now what happens, listen, two things we have to calculate. One is NPV and one is IRR. Okay, in corporate finance, when these buttons are useful. In the previous part now, if you remember, like let's say there is one investment where I have to invest 650 and I will receive 100, 200, 300, 400, something like this, and 500, let's say. Okay, something like this. Something like this I am going to receive. This is my outflow, this is my inflow. This is my outflow, this is my inflow. Correct? Okay. Can I calculate the present value of inflow? Yes, I can calculate, but here what is happening? This is not even cash flow. You can't use TVM. Correct? Why? Because cash flows are uneven. Cash flows are what? Uneven. It's not annuity question. It is not annuity question. Correct? Right? Listen. It is not annuity question. Correct? So let's say, see, understand this technically. Let us do one thing. What I'm doing is, I'm calculating, I'm putting this in cash flow mode. I'm press this CF. So CF 0 it is asking. Okay. So what is NPV? You know, I will calculate the present value of cash inflow. This is already an outflow and it is at the present value. So the difference of PVCI minus PVCO gives you NPV. Is that clear? Like this. Obviously think something like this. Whatever the inflows I am getting, let's say the present, just an example. My PVCI inflows ka present value is 1800. Means whatever I am going to get, the value of that is 1800 and I am paying only 1200. That means the thing of 1800 I am getting at 1200. That means 600 is my net present value, means extra. Right now? Yes or no? So these are inflows, these are outflows. Let's say I say that 10% is I by Y. 10% is I by Y, my interest rate. Then what is my this figure net present value? So this I can directly calculate on this cash flow mode. So I'll show it to you. I'll press 650. I went into the cash flow 650. This is outflow. As I said, outflow inflow both should be there. So I'll have to put minus, enter. Okay, what I did, I pressed CF, and when you press CF now, those who have already used the calculator, press second CEC, that is cancel. So it will clear all your work. It will clear all your work. Again I'll do it. Second CEC, say it clears the work. Correct? Now I'll feed this 650 plus minus, enter, down, 100, enter, down. That frequency is not of use. When to use I'll tell you. 200, this is positive. Okay, backspace I'll press, enter, down. 300, enter, down. 400, enter, down. 500, enter. Now I will press NPV. After feeding this, I'll press what? NPV. CF0 I have fed minus 600, sorry 650. CF1 I have fed 100. CF2 I have fed, I fed down arrow key. It will ask CF2, that is 200. Like this I'll go on feeding, and then I will press NPV button. When I press NPV button now, it is asking me what is the interest? Interest what I decided, 10%. Okay, so I will press 10, enter, 10, enter, press 10, enter, and then I will press down arrow key. Then I'll press down arrow key, go slow, down arrow key. See, it is asking NPV, and it is showing that. See, press what? Compute. I'll press compute. So my NPV is 415.25. Okay, so in short, 415.25. See this if you're getting. So please understand, guys, here coming back to this example. Okay, I hope you have done. Okay, so my inflow ka present value is 1065.25. Out of that, means the value of that project is today is this, but I am paying only this much. So how much extra I am getting? That is 415.25. Yes, this is my NPV. Done. Clear? Like this. Okay, so this is NPV. So listen, this I did not tell you. This bracket na is called parenthesis. This bracket is what it is called, parenthesis, means minus sign. Okay, outflow is denoted by bracket. Okay, this is outflow, these all are inflows. Okay, so what is my net present value? Present value of inflow minus present value of outflow, I'll get NPV. So what I did, again one more time, I'll go into the cash flow mode. I'll feed all the values down. I'll feed. Once I'm done with all the feedings, I'll press NPV. It will ask me okay, I'll feed 10, enter. Then I will come down. Okay, remember, come down. Then it will give me NPV. Many students they forget this. How NPV? So you have to come down. See, when you press here now, see, it is showing enter, and then go up and down. See, it is showing here. Everything it shows above. When you come down, NPV, it will ask you, see here what it is showing, compute. So again I'll press compute. So it is showing the answer. Since now we have already computed, so it is showing me the previous answer, but to calculate you have to compute like that. Okay, the net future value is also there. In my calc it is there, in your calc it might not be there. Okay, all these things are there. You might not be having this function, but it is there in my calc. Okay, fine. Now listen, there is one more thing, IRR. So let us make it easy. Okay, now let's say if this is my interest and this is my NPV, so at let's say 10%, my NPV was somewhere here, means what it was, 415.25. okay, so at 10% this is my NPV. Okay, so let's say at, I'm changing this, I'm going up, let's say this is 20. I am changing a interest, enter, down arrow key, NPV, sorry, down arrow key, NPV, compute. The NPV is 139. At 20% it is 139, somewhere here 139. At what rate? 20%. Let's say here 20%, something like this. Now let's say again I am increasing it. Okay, I am bringing NPV down. Let's say I am taking 30%. Okay, so I'll go up, I'll fit 30. Okay, 30, and then I have to press what? C, above what it is showing, enter, down arrow key, NPV, compute. See, at 30% it is, negative here, somewhere here, correct? So that means, please understand, that means at 30% it is negative, that is minus 43.46. somewhere now the NP will be 0, somewhere the NP will be 0. This is my NPV now, y-axis means NPV. Somewhere at some rate between 20 and 30, my NP will be 0. That rate is called as IRR. That rate is called as IRR. That rate is called as IRR. How you will compute? See here the button IRR. Now same thing, see, it will be between 20 and 30. Check. I'll press IRR directly because already all the cash flows are there inside, right? I'll press compute. See, it is 27. IRR is how much? 27.25%. This is the easiest way to explain. Understood? 27.25%. IRR is between 20 and 30. Means IRR is a point where your NPV is what? 0. When this part will be 0, when this part will be 0, when your this 650 is equals to this 650, means I change the I by Y in such way that my inflow should be 650, my outflow is also 650, and my this internal rate of return means what? The profit generation capacity of the project, the definition. The return generation capacity of the project, that is what? IRR, what we are getting, 27. Means how much return it is generating? 27%. Is that clear? This is one more thing. Means now what we learned this. See, first we learned TVM, first we learned general calculations from here, how to store and all, okay, square and all these things. Then we learned this, okay, time value of money, okay, and then we went to stats, data and stats, and then we learned this, means corporate finance application. The last one again based on bond valuation, okay. Bond, in bond what happens, let me tell you. Fixed income part, in fixed income how you will use this, okay. Let's say there is a bond. In bond what happens, let's say 10% is the bond and $1,000 is the face value, okay, and it's a 5-year bond. How many years? 5 years. So what is the commitment, you know, in bond? Bond means debenture, okay. We'll be starting with this subject, okay, so that it's important subject, so you will have sufficient time to revise, okay. So let's say see, I don't know today's price. What I don't know? Today's price. Let's say my I by Y na, it is called yield to maturity. This I will explain later. Yield to maturity, let's say it's 8%. How much it is? 8%. Okay. So my return, the market interest rate is 8%. So on 1000, every year the bond is paying 10% coupon. That means 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, plus here it will pay 1000. It will pay 1000. If you remember previous examples in annuity, this 1000 was not there. That last cash flow was not there, right? That cash flow was not there. Correct now? So what I will do is, listen. Now this type of sum, I have to calculate the market price. I have to calculate market price. What is today's market price? Current market price of this bond. That means I have to calculate PV. What I have to calculate? PV. How I will do this? N is 5 because 5 years, 5 installments. My I by Y is 8. Remember, this is coupon. 10% bond means every year you will get 10% coupon. This is market interest rate, YTM, 8%. So 8 is I by Y. Okay. I have to compute the PV, so I will not feed PV. PV I will not feed. My PMT is 100 PMT and I will feed 1000. This is also inflow. This is also inflow for me. So both plus FV. This 1000 I will feed FV. In time value of money I have never used FV, correct? Now I will compute what? PV, and PV now will be in minus. Check. Second clear TVM, cancel. Second clear TVM, I'll come out. Okay. 5 N, 8 I by Y, 100 PMT, 1000 FV, and then compute PV. My today's price bond is 1079.85, means I have to buy the bond. Explanation, simple explanation. If I buy the bond for 1079, okay, and market interest rate is 8%, I'll get 100 coupon for 5 years. At the end they will repay my principal amount, that is 1000, okay, and if I hold this for 5 years, I'll earn 8%. How much I will earn? 8%. That is yield to maturity. Okay, fine. This is the in first chapter also we will do this. Okay, so this is the part. Is that clear? Okay, I think it is very easy and you can go through this. So this is all the introduction of the calcs. You can go through this half an hour, whatever 1 hour we have spent. It will be helpful to in all these subjects. Okay, so that no need to find the keys and all. Okay, be proficient with the calcs. This will help you in the exam also. Thank you.